Hi, hello. Welcome to another episode of Isaiah's Newsstand. It's your host, Isaiah Edwards. The date is July the 26th, 2024. Hopefully this episode finds you well, in good spirits and high hopes. As for me, I'm doing pretty good. Happy Friday to you. Hopefully this energy catches you in a good state, in a good place. Whether you're listening to it on a Friday or not. Let's see. Like I said, how's my day going? It's good. It's solid. I took the day off. We've been chilling. Actually, last night, I took myself out to see a movie. Saw Deadpool and Wolverine, and no spoilers, but I would say it was really good. It was actually pretty fun for a Marvel movie. And I was talking to a friend before because they were saying, hey, I don't think I'm actually gonna go see it. I'm gonna wait till it comes out on DVD. And I'm like, totally get that, but I like the Deadpool movies because they are so cut away from like the Marvel thing. Like they're not trying to do anything major. They're not trying to like weave some storyline. They're just doing comic book stuff in a movie. It felt very fun. There's a lot of like cute fan service. If you've just been watching comic book movies since you were a kid, I will say that much. It delivers on a lot of like fun and funny. So, in action. So, like, there's all that. If you're looking for that in a movie, I would say it's worth your time and money. I was actually surprised on a Thursday night that people were showing up to see it. So I was like, oh, wow, maybe this is going to be one of those blockbuster hits. But who knows? Really, the movie theaters are dead. I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, let's see. Food Corner, I made the wamba of not eating before. I just wanted to get to the movie. So, of course, I come home. And I'm like, ooh, I'm kind of hungry, but it's also like 12 o'clock. So I'm going to drink. So I drank some more, which was maybe a mistake. But I eventually got so lightheaded. I'm like, Isaiah, you got to eat, dude. And so I'm like up at like 1 o'clock cooking Korean fried chicken. So that's what we wound up making. We make Korean fried chicken with white rice and instead of the egg rolls, I made some taquitos. A little bit of an audible there just because. I said, why not? But yeah, it was all good. It was very yummy. Woke up today, just been chilling, and here we are, yapping away. But let's see here. Is there really anything else I wanted to talk about in the pre? No, I feel like we're good. We can go ahead and do our startup and get into some news. All right. Our first story comes from CBS News. Two leaders of Mexico's notorious Sinaloa cartel, including son of El Chapo, arrested in Texas, officials say. The leader of Mexico's notorious Sinaloa cartel, along with a son of Joaquin El Chapo Guzman, were arrested Thursday by the FBI, federal authorities announced. The Justice Department confirmed that Ismael El Mayo Zambada and Joaquin Guzman Lopez were arrested in El Paso, Texas. One senior official familiar with the arrest told CBS News that Zambada was taken into custody by the FBI without incident along the U.S. border. Zambada and El Chapo co-founded the cartel. So definitely Zambada getting caught. I mean, both of them, like, because, Lopez is one of the Chapitos who they go to, describe one of the sons of El Chapo, one of the, like, sons that actually are, like, big in the family. So these are both big captures, big arrests. I actually kind of recall either a month or so ago listening to a podcast episode from, the Underworld podcast, where they do a highlight on Zambada. Just like all the shit that he did, co-founding the Sinaloa cartel, working in the Sinaloa cartel, kind of like letting El Chapo kind of be the face for a while, especially, with his arrest and then escape and then rearrest, all that shit. While he was kind of, doing some leading from a little bit from behind the scenes. I mean, I think everybody knew him. I'm sure, authorities did, but they, he didn't have as big of a profile. Wasn't hanging out with Sean Penn and shit. But, yeah, this is definitely kind of crazy to see his name in Texas arrested. So definitely a big get. I'm sure they're gonna, be touting it around like, yeah, we struck at the heart of crime. We're beating them. Da 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 da. But in these kind of situations, people are going to just be replaced. There's just going to be new leadership, and maybe you keep hitting it, and like we somehow talk that like you do dismantle the Sinaloa cartel. I highly doubt that, but like, I'm sure just another rival faction, organization, gang, whatever you want to fucking call them, are just going to take over. Like, at the end of the day, they're making a drug, a thing that people want, or they are doing a service that people want done, Like, that's just, these are tales as old as time, sadly. But still, it's definitely major news, so I wanted to go ahead and just yap about that for a little bit. I know they have a lot of details, but feel free to read about it. Let's go ahead, though, and hit France. We got some more Olympics news, actually. Some things are popping off from CNN. French rail lines disrupted by coordinated sabotage ahead of Paris Olympics opening ceremony. France's high-speed train lines were targeted by multiple malicious acts, including arson, on Friday, in what has been described as an attack on France and coordinated sabotage to disrupt travel ahead of the opening ceremony of the Paris Olympics. The French state railway company, SNCF, said in a post on X that a large number of trains were diverted or canceled, and asked all travelers who can postpone their trip and not go to the station. By Friday's afternoon, its services had partially resumed, though widespread disruption continued. No one has claimed responsibility for the attacks, but given their scale and precision, it is clear that they are more than just random acts of vandalism. So yeah, I've heard these attacks described as vandalism. I've heard the word arson bandied about. It looks like, at least from the pictures I've seen, that like cables are being fucked with, and there are certain situations where railroad workers were able to stop like further damage and further disruption. So, I mean, I guess that's a silver lining there. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, like, and no one knows who's doing it. I mean, there's been, accusations thrown that maybe it's someone from the, like, it's a group from the far left. There's people saying, well, there's literally a person this week that we wound up catching from the far right who had intention of trying to fuck with the Olympics. So nobody knows yet. No one's claimed responsibility. But it's definitely jamming up transportation. But I wouldn't say it stops anything. So far, the opening ceremony is set to be on track, I believe, for like 7 o'clock or something tonight. I don't know what time, like zone that is. But yeah, around that time. We'll say standard time, whatever that is for you. That's probably not right to say. Anyway, definitely a very interesting development. I haven't heard anything in terms of like anyone getting hurt, so that's good. But definitely, it's I want to say it's unfortunate because I don't get the point of doing an act like this and you're not even stating your intentions. You're just like fucking up people's day. I feel like in that regard. I'm fine for a good protest, but this isn't really that. This is just vandalism, especially vandalism without even, once again, a purpose, a modus operandi. Like, I don't know, you got to give us a reason, tell us why you did it. And I imagine that they're just like, hey, we want to fuck up the Olympics one way or another. We don't want this shit to go on for whatever reason, but, I don't know, that's weird. It's just weird to be fucking up trains and shit, but then not saying who you are. But, I don't know, time will tell. Maybe we'll get some more information and I'll report back to y'all. Let's go ahead and move along from the BBC. California orders homeless camps be dismantled. California Governor Gavin Newsom, Gruesome Gavin, has ordered homeless encampments to be dismantled across the state in the wake of a U.S. Supreme Court ruling that allowed cities to ban people from sleeping in outdoor public places. The executive order issued on Tuesday only applies to state agencies and does not directly require local municipalities to take action. This executive order directs state agencies to move urgently to address dangerous encampments while supporting and assisting individuals living in them. We'll see about that. And provides guidance for cities and counties to do the same, Mr. Newsom said in a statement. There are simply no more excuses. It's time for everyone to do their part. Let's see. Mr. Newsom's order does not require local officials to remove the encampments that are seen throughout urban parts of the state, his administration can threaten to withhold state funds from counties or cities that do not take action aligning with the state policy. So I really fucking hate this shit. This is kind of just some stuff that I've been talking, throughout last year and this year. But critics and homeless advocates argue that criminalizing homelessness does not solve the root issues and further stigmatizes people in need. Dismantling encampments means people can lose all of their possessions, including important legal documents, medications, and other necessary items. Also, it puts you in one of two situations. It either forces you out of where you're at, where you're trying to stabilize yourself, and now you have to then move and go where, or you wind up getting dragged into the system for even a short amount of time, but that's not something that's helping you. Now, then you get birthed back out, and then where are you going to go? Now you have more shit on your record. You potentially have more shit that you have to pay for. None of this shit is helpful. This is just something so that cities can be like, yeah, let's get this riffraff out of here. Let's clean up our streets. That's what they want to do. They do not see people as people here. They do not see the homeless as people in this conversation. And it's very apparent. And it's very sad that this is supposed to be a liberal, democratic fucking leader. This is supposed to be like fucking Gavin Newsom. He's supposed to be like a fucking good guy. No, but this is a lot of fucking Democrats. And it's very fucking upsetting that this is the narrative that people want to take. That people are happy about this in California. You shouldn't be happy about this. You can't just sweep this problem under the rug. These are real people. Unless you're talking about eventually, what the cruel thing I kind of say is this dark joke, but it's real. What, do you want to turn people into glass? You want to turn them into fucking Soylent Green? What is it? Because if you don't help these people, where are they going to go? What are they going to do? And then it does eventually wind up matriculating into crime, and which then gets doubled back down in these anecdotal things, and they go, see, yeah, we're really cleaning up the streets, we're stopping violent encampments, blah, 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 and it's dude, these are people who are pushed to these fucking brinks. They have nothing. It's just crazy to say, oh, okay, we're just gonna just keep pushing them down the street, pushing them out of town, throwing them in jail, but not really giving them the help. That's where it gets very vague. You know what I mean? It'd be different if you're going to take down these encampments and you're going to say, hey, everyone here is going to have a place to sleep, though. That's not a prison. You know what I mean? You're going to go to a shelter. You can be here. You can stay here for a bit. And you can get on your feet. But that's not a program that's being offered. So, once again, they're just putting more money into, once again, just erasing people or moving them on. It's not fixing the problem. And I do feel like this is something that in 2024, we have the means of eliminating. We just choose to not do it because no one makes quote unquote money that way. We got to fucking fund these Airbnbs and shit. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't know. This is definitely an ongoing issue, a growing problem. You kind of knew that this was going to come after the Supreme Court ruling. It's just, once again, it's crazy to see this liberal fucking bastion that is California and its leader saying this shit. We just, we got to do this shit. It's the right thing to do. And literally saying, hey, I'm not going to make you cities and counties do it, but I'm going to fucking make you guys do it, okay? If you want to get some fucking money, you're going to do it. So, fuck this shit. I think it's really fucking dastardly. So, yeah, I wanted to make sure I talked about that before week's end. I have one more thing I wanted to cover, and then we'll go ahead and close it for the day. It is a story I actually heard from last podcast on the left, and I just couldn't help but cherry pick it for myself. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and talk about it. We're gonna mukbang it up a little bit. But yeah, let's go ahead and take our last break, and we'll close it out. All right. It was hard to find like a good source. I got this from the Daily Mail, dailymail.com. Also, I think I kind of hate here is that definitely in this article, they run a lot of filler. So they start talking about like a lot of other motherfuckers who do a lot of mukbangs or like crazy binge eating or whatever. And it's like, I really don't care about them. I care about this person. And so let's go ahead and read about it. Horror as extreme eater 24 dies during live stream of 10-hour food binge on chocolate cake and chicken and seafood after her stomach ripped open. Now it's pretty gratuitous, so just like trigger warning for that, Hopefully you're not eating while you're listening to this. A 24-year-old binge eating live streamer died while broadcasting a 10-hour food binge on cake, chicken fingers, and seafood to thousands of her viewers. Peng Zhaoting from China died last week from a suspected stomach tear while gorging on 10 kilograms or 22 pounds of food, including what appeared to be a chocolate cake. Chocolate cake did look pretty good. Autopsy results revealed that her stomach had become severely deformed and filled with undigested food, suggesting that her stomach could have burst, causing stomach acid and food to leak into her abdomen. So she was eating to such excess that her stomach could not process the food, and just like ripped open. At least that's what it looks like. Zhaoting, who was morbidly obese, same girl, became famous in China for her mukbang live streams, a trend which sees people eat huge amounts of food, usually very unhealthy food, on camera. It originated in South Korea. Now doctors are warning influencers in the West could be next, with several content creators in the U.S. becoming extremely popular. They talk about like Nikado Avocado and some other motherfuckers. I don't really watch them. I don't go out of my way. Also, there's another person, Hungry Fat Chick or Candy Godiva. But and generally, like in terms of like mukbang, watching people just eating a lot of food, I think it can be fun. I enjoy it. It can be something to do while you're eating and kind of can enhance your meal experience. Maybe like make you feel a little less alone, or just like feel like you're eating with like a group or something like that. But I don't know. Maybe this is just me being a fatty or whatever. But I generally think they're cool. I enjoy it. As a foodie myself, it's not so much sometimes about, I want to watch them eat themselves sick. It's way less about that to me. And it's more about seeing what food that they're going to eat. Like, especially like seafood boils. I love seeing like a crew of people. And I like it too when it's not just one person, actually, when it's like maybe a person and a guest or a friend. So like you're just taking this food down. Like, you know what I mean? Other things I do like outside of like mukbangs, little food challenges are kind of fun. Once again, if you're doing groups. But I don't know. It's different strokes for different folks. It's definitely me not judging. I do hate that they have such a like negative connotation about it. It's like, ooh, they're eating such bad stuff, blah, 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 blah. But I will say the Nikado Avocado, like thumbnails are crazy. The videos are crazy. The clips I've seen, that doesn't seem healthy. That doesn't seem okay. I'm not advocating that. I do think that kind of behavior is scary. But I do think there's also like a spectrum of mukbang videos. They aren't all in that kind of excess or extreme. So I think it's important to point that out. But obviously very unfortunate for Pan. I want to see if there's anything else I wanted to pull from here before we close it out. She recently had been hospitalized with stomach bleeding, though it's not clear how long ago she was discharged. When she died, most of the food she ate had not been digested and was sitting in her stomach. Having a history of stomach bleeding greatly increases, and they go through blah, 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 blah. But yeah, like I said, I got the story from last pod. I said, that's crazy. But that's also so me. So I figured, hey, let's go ahead and talk about it on the newsstand today. And that's where I'll close it out. I feel like that's a good place to leave it. Obviously, RIP to Pan. Hopefully you're eating up there and the great beyond. But yeah, that's it. That's all we have for today. If you'd like to help out, become a newsie today. Patreon.com/IsaiahNews. And then free ways to hit me up, IsaiahNews1@gmail.com. let's see. Feel free to follow me or the podcast on any of the socials, and hopefully subscribe to the YouTube. Love getting more subscribers. Leave a cool comment. Leave a like. Sharing is caring. It can be fun. And hopefully I see you soon for some more good news. I love ya. Bye-bye. Mwah.